Hi, welcome to the Ozpod with your host Austin or Ozzy and Andrew Callie. We'll be talking about the future of AI and robots.
So, Ozzy, how do you feel about AI?
AI, well, it's good in other sorts of stuff and good and bad in other stuff. Like it's good for finding medicine, drugs, and curing disease. But the other thing, it will like mess up if you like try and use it to like do your own creativity and stuff. Like if you try and use Chat GPT to write essays and stuff. That's how I feel.
Oh yeah, I heard ChatGPT is only dated to 2020. Is that right?
I think it is. I I didn't really look up what Chat GPT is. I was just looking up like the history of stuff, the history of how it was made, and the future of it, and the pros and cons of it. So I didn't really know what its date, but we could probably look it up. So you should look it up, and I'm gonna start talk about how AI was made.
Okay, I'll just look it up right now and I'll tell you in the middle of what you're
Okay.
saying.
So how AI was made? It was made by John von Neumann and Alan Turing in 1950, but they didn't come up with the term AI. They came up with the technology of AI. They formalized the agriculture of our contemporary computers and demonstrated that it was a universal machine capable of exceeding what is programmed. The person who came up with the term AI is Marvin Minsky, uh, who defines it as the construction of computers that engage in tasks that are more satisfactorily performed by human beings because they require high-level mental processes such as perceptual learning, memory organization, and critical reasoning. In the 1970s, it entered the golden age of the expert system. The system is based off an interference engine, which was programmed to be a logical mirror of human reasoning and answering questions with high level expertise. It died off, then came back in 2010 with better computing power. So that was the history of AI and how it was made. So Andrew, how was the Chat GPT search?
Oh yeah, so ChatGPT's latest info is actually dated up until April 2023. We were both wrong.
Very nice. Okay. So we have some special guests here. They would like to talk and tell their feelings about AI and robots. So how do you feel about AI?
So I'm Landon, and AI is pretty cool. It can write essays for you and stuff. But
But you're not supposed to write essays with it.
I know, but it's just it can help you, So
Okay.
it can give you ideas and maybe correct your spelling and all that.
Nice thoughts. Now we have another guest and they can speak now.
Hi, I'm Jacob. I think AI is pretty cool. It can be helpful for us a lot, but also they might take over the world, so there's that.
Facts. That could happen, bro. That's scary. You never know.
Nice thoughts. So are you saying that's kind of like Wall-E, how have you seen Wall-E before?
Almost, yeah. It's kind of like that, but I don't have any evidence, so can't really prove it.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible maybe in the future.
Yeah.
We could go up to space and be like those people in Wall-E. You know how they're so big and they can't even walk?
I don't think that's very good.
Well, yeah, I know, but we're just going to say that, like, if AI takes over, we'll be like Wall-E. People up in space, right?
Well, I'm not going to be here for that then.
Guess not.
Wally's a pretty good movie.
It is. Now let's get to the robots, which Andrew's going to talk more about it.
So let's get started on talking about robots. The first robots were made around the 1950s. Those first few robots were made to manufacture auto bodies, meaning car parts. The first few robots are able to perform more dangerous tasks with more precision and speed than any human can.
Are the robots like humanoid, or are they like arms and stuff, like moving around stuff?
Then, no, they weren't humanoid, but recently I heard about Elon Musk building a humanoid robot called Optimus and showed it on Tesla AI Day, I think in 2022 or 2021.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
I think robots are really intelligent.
Yeah, they're pretty intelligent because they got AI in them. Yeah.
Whoa.
Andrew, what about you?
Alright. I have some other key technologies to say, and they are sensors and actuators. Sensors are used to help the robots avoid obstacles and to get on a clear path, which I think is really good. And also,
Is that like part of like AI? How they like AI does that for them?
I'm not too sure about that. I just know that they're built in with the robots.
Okay, cool.
I think it just uses like cameras and also motion detectors.
Got
And
it.
also, actuators are also used to convert a control signal into a mechanical signal in robots.
Okay.
And
Uh,
Austin, can you help explain what AI is?
yeah, so I talked about like what most AI things is like key technologies for AI and like the making of it. But one big key technology is the ML model, which is a program that can find patterns or make decisions from previous unseen data scenes. So Andrew, you got any like stories about robots? Because I got a story about AI.
Let's hear it.
Okay, the story of AI is about chess AI, where it went against one of a Russian grandmaster that won in 1997. So IBM created the chess robot Deep Blue, which it took like about 50 years, and they had to like make sure the technology was right to figure out like if it's right for like knowing chess codes, and they figured it out. And the chess Deep Blue AI robot won against the Grandmaster from Russia. The project made history and shows that AI can be creative in things. So Andrew, how about your story?
Oh, actually, my story is kind of similar to yours because it's about a chess robot. So, there was this chess robot that actually was playing against a 7-year-old boy after a few other matches in a chess tournament. And so, the 7-year-old boy made a mistake by moving too quick after the chess robot made its move. So, the chess robot ended up gripping onto the boy's finger and broke it. So, that's kind of terrible for the boy, but luckily the boy was left not traumatized and he was able to get back to the chess tournament a day later. So I think that robots should be updated with more safety protocols so that doesn't happen again.
Do you think you'll play against a chess robot?
No, I don't think I will ever.
I would, and I would beat the chess robot. I think so.
Wow, you're that confident?
I am that confident. So, well, what about? Do you think there's like? Do you think pros of the robots outweigh the cons of robots?
To be honest, I'm kind of mixed on that, but I do think that the cons outweigh the pros.
Why?
Bec-
Why is that? Like,
well, the pros are like the robots can fill up more like empty jobs and also help humans. And in the future, robots can work alongside humans, and robots can work more efficient, sufficient, and perform more tasks. But the cons are like humans can lose more jobs, and also robots can have a negative impact on the economy by like people working less and also wages.
okay, so same with me. I think the pros outweigh the cons for AI because there's a bunch of statistics that it's gonna be hard to get all out here, but like some statistics show that the era of AI is less than era than humans, and like it shows because this job it shows human error is 11.3% and AI error is 6.8%. The pros of AI that is better because AI could like spend day and night working instead of humans who only have to have 8 hours working. So yeah, and it's the availability of it because the AI can work in repetitive jobs and the other workers like human workers don't have to work in it. So yeah, and the cons of AI is when that AI has to get updated, and like it gets old and doesn't have a lot to it. And the other thing people feel like AI is taking their jobs. So that's what the cons. But the pros outweigh the cons. So yeah. Andrew, you got anything else to say, or do we want to talk about the future of it?
I think we're ready to talk about the future of AI and robots. So
So
I'll let you go first.
So we got a guest who wants to talk about the future of AI. So here is Troy, who wants to talk about it with us.
Yeah, I'd say AI in general, it can be useful and harmful for certain things. And like this is just current, and like in the future, who knows where it can go. The way things are going in the world, it's just a whole time of kind of chaos and confusion for a lot of people. So that's just kind of basically what I think would go.
Yeah, the future AI and robots could take over a bunch of jobs, but there'll be like new jobs for like human beings to take over instead of being with the repetitive jobs. So yeah, the future holds a lot for AI and robots. What about you, Andrew?
I think the goal for robots are to become self-sufficient and also like to be working alongside humans instead of like taking their jobs. So our world doesn't become like Wall-E.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but what if robots take over?
I
If you want to be self-sufficient, what if they take over?
No, that's a good point you made. Okay, you just caught me there. Maybe we should limit their intellectual design so they don't become
like,
self-sufficient. Maybe.
yeah, so they don't become self-sufficient and they just work instead of like doing like become self-efficient. They just work for the
Yeah,
course.
we should put like an intellectual capacity on them, and
Or-
so we limit like their task,
Yeah.
so like they know how to like sweep or like clean
Yeah.
a
What
car.
about you? What about you, Troy? Do you think that's right?
Yeah, so kind of doing basic things, just know how to do basic things. They're not very complex. Like kind of basic things would take up just kind of time and would be time consuming for us to do. So basically, are you saying they'd be beneficial in like that field, basically?
Yeah.
Yeah, so and then the complex things we can use for us, like how you're saying, like kind of artillery. It's kind of, I'd say that's more beneficial for humans to do because I know it's like kind of like a fantasy of people thinking robots are going to take over the world, but
It could happen.
it could. You never know with the way things are going. But I'd say that's more beneficial, I think, if us humans were to do that role because God gave us dominion over the world, and He's having us be in charge. So I think that just from that alone, like we should have our own standards of what we should control and what we shouldn't.
And so we should keep that dominion over everything.
Yeah.
So you're saying we should have control over the robots, but they should still know what to think of stuff.
Yeah, like just have them be beneficial for certain things, but not everything to where they can take over our part in the world.
Okay. I think that's all we need to talk about. So we all agreed that robots need to know stuff, but they can't take over us, and we'll still be in control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Intellectual capacity.
Well, that's all about AI and robots. See you next time on the OzPod.
This episode has been a production of the Capistrano Valley Christian Schools Podcast Network. Capistrano Valley Christian Schools is a Christian JK through 12 school in San Juan Capistrano, California. Be sure to check out, subscribe to, and leave a review of this show and the other shows on our network on your podcast player of choice. Doing so supports the school community in a multitude of ways. For more information about the CVCS Podcast Network or any of our other shows, check out cvcs.org or email podcasts@cvcs.org. On behalf of the whole network, this is Mr. Jasper saying thank you again for listening and stay tuned for more.